Okay, good morning. Good morning, good morning. It's a rainy morning out here in the East Coast, and I'm very interested to see how well FSD does in this rain, and then two, how effectively FSD navigates through these two roundabouts that are a little problematic, right? Though they've been problematic in the past for previous iterations. So hopefully, you know, there's some progress. I believe there's progress, to be upfront with you. But that's pretty exciting. I tell you what, I am a fan of this blind spot monitoring camera thing. I don't know the ideal location for it. I think I complained in the previous video about, or not complained, but I gave constructive criticism in regards to placement areas. I think that I just need to stop thinking about where to put stuff and just enjoy the car. And I think in the center is perfect. Assuming I'm, you know, solely focused on what's in front of me. But yeah, so that was phantom braking right there. For what reason, don't know, so I'm gonna do that. In fact, I posted a comment this morning saying that I have not experienced any phantom braking, but that was the first instance of that, which is okay, probably due to, actually I don't know, probably due to the fact that it's dark and there's shadows and blah blah blah. Alright, so the first major turn we're gonna make is on this light right coming up. Yeah, I think it should be pretty. So this light has been one of those left turns that I've been monitoring from the beginning, because I think it's a pretty significant left turn, right? I can't really see what's going on with the road, and I think it's problematic for a person with two eyes. But every iteration of the beta has done this left turn with a high level of success, right, as far as improving success. So here we go now. Hopefully beta doesn't prove me wrong, right? So yeah, look, like the lines just appear out of nowhere from my eyes perspective. I know I need to make a left turn, so I would have just figured it out, but beta did fantastic as far as detection and execution. And now it's kind of veering to the left a little bit. I don't know why, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so the speed limit here is about 30, and it's usually slow. I think when I go 30, people go around me pretty aggressively, so I'm just going to drop or increase it to 40, and yeah, hopefully no one shows up. I tell you what's increasingly, and that was a mistake. Why was that a mistake? So it didn't see the yellow lines pop up, and I should correction, it didn't react to it fast enough. Like I saw it, so it almost went over the yellow line. So I just did a little bug report submission. That should alleviate that, hopefully, from the Tesla guys. So I didn't submit an actual bug report. I just pressed snake, you know, the snapshot feature where it sends a clip to Tesla. So hopefully they can recognize what happened there. I've been getting a lot of questions lately in regards to do I think this thing will be ready by 2022, the end of 2022? Let me answer this question. So I do have some experience with machine learning stuff. So let me answer it in regards to the processes in play, right? So will this be ready by 2022? No. Will this be ready by 2050? No. There's no such thing as ready. It won't be ever ready, right? It's my assessment of this problem set is that they will continue to update their models as they learn new things. They better continue to update their models as they learn new things. I think what will change is possibly their data pipeline, right? As far as how they're doing labeling. That will have to change, right? Because they'll need to become more efficient, and they will have to figure out ways to structure personnel, right? Because you're gonna have turnover and all these things, and people who do labeling, I don't know if they want to do that for 10, 20, 30 years. So what happens is you're gonna get new staff, you're gonna get new contracts, and all these things, right? And because those changes are gonna occur naturally, that ecosystem forces continuous, like some type of a continuous development cycle, right? I think what's probably gonna happen is we're gonna see an increase in automation in that world, okay? But I don't think beta will ever be ready. When I say ready, I think that society will reach an acceptable level of performance, right? As far as what's acceptable for driving, and we're gonna accept risk, right? So meaning on the Trailer 9's discussion, we are going to be probably at the 99.99999, right? When we're gonna say, hey, listen, it's good enough, deploy it. It's safer than everyone, deploy it. But I still think that there will need to be updates to their models, right, to account for changes. I will tell you why, right? There's several factors. So factor number one, other human beings. Holy crap, we are so unpredictable. So all it takes is a different type of driver in a different city for, right, the car driver dynamics to shift and the automated system to not work appropriately in that environment, right? It could be so many factors. So, right, so human driver dynamics. Two, I think the legal framework will change. I think that, or let's call it governance, right? So like I'm going to DC now. There's a road that like doesn't exist anymore. And every time I go there, Beta wants to route me through that road. Because that road doesn't exist, I can't get to my destination if Beta try to take that road. In fact, currently it would just stop. I don't know what the answer is in the future. I don't know if they, again, in line with the discussion of updating their models, I don't know if they update their model to their the model that drives a car. I don't know if they update it to detect road closure signs and then automatically reroute. I don't know. But because that relationship exists in every single state, something will need to happen. And I'm telling you right now, 10 years from now, something else will be different and something will need to happen to change it, right? So I would say people and governance are the two major things. There's probably 15 other reasons, but those are my two reasons, right? So that was the first roundabout. We did it pretty well. I had no complaints. This is the one that gets a little funky. And there's a car behind me, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put my foot on the accelerator so that it doesn't do its little delay logic. Now here's where we get funny. Okay, look at that. There's a little confusion, but it's okay. The question is, will it make this turn? Wow, it made it. Okay. Clap, clap. Yeah. But yeah, so humans and governance are two things that I think that will delay, let's call it, the deployment of this capability in a let's say consistent, persistent basis. So I think that regardless where it's at right now, I think they're probably at the 90% mark. What does that mean? 90%, 90 to 95% of my drive right now, this thing can handle. I think yesterday, which wasn't on video, but yesterday I had some little funny situations, mostly on back roads where it would like try to make a left or a right at some random intersection or some random roads, and it was a little scary, but I'm glad I experienced it because now it just let me know how much more vigilant I need to be, because I didn't hit anything or I wasn't close to. I caught it instantaneously in each instance of those random rights and random lefts. But yeah, it just reminds me to be vigilant, and it just reminds me that the Tesla folks are working hard on solving this problem. So I'm excited nonetheless. I think I'm probably at the stage where if I was in an emergency, like let's say I got shot or I hurt myself really bad or I was having a heart attack and I had to get to the emergency room, I will let this thing drive me to the emergency room. And that's the extent of it. And because I haven't noticed a situation beyond those random rights and random lefts where it did anything crazy. Now, will it even be able to get to the emergency room? The answer is probably no, because it'll probably do something weird like stop in the road right before the emergency room. But that'll be enough for me to do some slow driving in, or I'll have someone identify me as a sickly person, right? Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me in this morning drive. Let's see if I can go to the gym, and if I see anything else interesting, I'll make sure to record and post. Have a good day.